of the most difficult things as a leader of people is to approach a situation when a team member wants to leave the organisation. So they're obviously leaving for a reason. So this is why it's very important in which to ascertain the exact reason, not why they're going or to try and convince them to stay in like an aggressive manner. It's really just so you don't make these kind of issues or conflicts, if there are conflicts, arise again. So we need to take an example here. So let's say an employee has come to you and said, look, here's my 30 days notice, I'm going to be leaving. You can do one or two things. You can just say, okay then, that's fair enough. You can just go about your merry way and thank you very much for all the time that you've done here. Or you can just ask subtle little questions like, okay then, thank you very much. Is there any particular reason why you're leaving? They may say it's none of your business, and if it's none of your business, that's fine. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just their prerogative and it's their information, so they can do with it what they will. But you may discover things along the way. So let's take another example of they're leaving because they have to work weekends. Let's say they're on a shift pattern. Let's say they're doing a weekend when they don't want to work weekends. They want to have their weekends free. So then you can go down different kind of conversational routes. You can look at the job that is being done by this individual, and then you can say, well, do we need them in the weekend? Okay, if we do, we do. But is this individual important in other areas of the business? So they may be assisting higher levels or lower levels, and just because they do a set job, it doesn't mean they can't affect above and below them. So this is where leaders need to look at, okay then, so do we risk losing this individual from the organisation altogether? Or can we potentially move them to either help said department on a more Monday to Friday role, or help the business in another area? If this can't be done and their role is strictly that way, then unfortunately this individual is going to have to go. It's not good for them, and it's not good for you, because if they don't want to work weekends, then they're not going to be as productive as they will be during the week. So you're already going to have that kind of animosity, and they're not going to want to be there. So the best thing would be for this individual to move along, make sure they are happy and in a new job, and offer all the help that you need, references, talking to anyone who may call, or providing any kind of help along the way. This is something that I find more and more, that when people hand in their notice, their managers or their business owners take it as a personal sting to them. Losing an individual that you've been with you for potentially could be years is a personal thing, but with business you can't take business personally. And if you actually do like this person, their happiness is more important. So if you're only looking at the bottom line and how you're going to get the job produced or the service out, you will look at it as more as fact over function sort of thing. It's not, you are going to fall into the trap of you're a number, not a human being. Because me personally, when people come to me and say they want to leave, it's a thank you very much for your time with the company, thank you for everything that you've done for me. Don't say, like, what have I done for you and all this, like, that doesn't mean anything, they're leaving, so there's no point in doing that. So thank you very much for what you've done for me. Is there any way I can help you do it? And just start the conversation off. They might find it's money related. If it is money related, money relation is one of the easiest things to fix. You can request a pay rise for this individual, you can fight this person's corner, you can do different kinds of things, and if you are in a position to offer the pay rise because you're a business owner and you've actually calculated that this is actually available, it's something to take away. Don't do it straight away within the meeting, it's something to take away and consider. Is this person the right person for the job? Have you seen potential investment opportunities with them? Is giving them more money going to make them happier? If it is, then that's great. Offer them more money, then that's their choice. They'll either stay or they won't. Ask them whether they've got a new employer in mind. Have they actually got another job? And if so, when was the interview? How did it go? How did you feel? Where is it? They may not want to tell you because it may be a direct competitor, but again, it's their responsibility and it's their, it's their logic. They don't have to tell you if they don't want to, and you don't need to know. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference if they're leaving anyway. It's just your own personal need to know. So try and approach it in a positive way. Try and not be negative in any way. Don't blame them, because we're all here to earn money at the end of the day, and blaming them and abusing them in any way is just not needed and not warranted. And number 3, most of all, just be respectful. This person's going through probably a difficult decision as it is. It's a risk. Leaving a job for another job is a risk. It doesn't matter whether you've been there a couple of weeks or a couple of years, or even like some people leave after like 20 years. It's a terrifying prospect to move to a different position. So you as a human being and as a leader and a manager need to approach that situation in that way. You have to not only support them in the decision as an individual that they have made, maybe try and convince them to stay if you can, and maybe you can convince them to stay, but if you can't, let them go with all good graces. Don't drag it on, don't be horrible to them while they're there. Make sure they get a card before they go and a nice little present to say thank you for all the effort. It's not a lot and it's really easy to do. So I hope you found this video interesting, and as always, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.